Yeah.
Yeah.
My number 4 is Thief on PlayStation 4. This is my second to last of these next-gen games. I got an hour hands-on with Thief, which I feel very lucky about because a lot of people in the room were being thrown out, but I think no one noticed I was really there. So
Sneaky. Getting
Yeah,
into the
just-
role. Nice.
absolutely. Well, I'm very method, John.
You
know
are.
that about me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was really impressed by it. I think in terms of the way it looked, I don't think it looked massively next gen. I mean, the textures.
It's next gen, is it? It's. I've not been keeping up on Thief.
No, it's next gen only, and
Right.
PC. And yeah, I mean, it's sort of, the art direction's really nice. They've kind of scaled back on the supernatural aspects, and they're just honing in on that kind of sort of Victorian style grime of the streets, basically, which you've seen a bit of in Dishonored, but it's a little less stylized than that, a little more realistic. And it takes a while to get used to, actually, because, excuse me, it's sort of like a middle ground between the original Thief games and a little bit of Deus Ex Human Revolution there as well.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, the level I played, basically, you start in this courtyard and you've got to sneak into this house, this mansion, and then there's kind of multiple routes to get in. You can go in via the sewers. There's a front door which you're kind of advised not to go through, and then there's a side entrance as well. And it's the kind of game where if you are caught, you are fucked. It's not like Deus Ex where you can. Deus Ex, I thought you could basically fight your way out of any situation, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, exactly. You had those kind of powerful melee moves and stuff like that. If there's more than 2 enemies in this, you won't get out of it.
Right.
Which I like, you know. I died about 10 times in the first section, and then after that I didn't really die in combat at all because I felt like I learned the systems right away. And yeah, so I basically snuck in via like a side entrance, and I found that the whole of the mansion level was like a puzzle box, really. Like I kept getting killed by traps. You have to use this sort of like sense mechanic to find switches to turn traps off. I mean, if you play detective mode in like Arkham City, you kind of get the deal.
Yeah.
It works really well. I mean, it makes you think about it made me think about level design in a kind of way that I don't normally think about anymore. I don't consider my surroundings and that there's any actual danger to walking through it. Now it's just kind of functional, isn't it, in most settings? Like you expect to see tripwires and things like that. Much more subtle in this. You'll open the door into a bedroom and then a dart from like a side chamber will just hit you and then you'll be dead. And it feels harsh at first, but you learn to get around it. But yeah, and then it mixes that with this last final section where after you've stolen the object you're looking for, you're kind of running across this giant London Bridge style bridge which is burning and falling down around you. And that's amazing as well, and that has multiple routes. You can scuttle over the roof, and if you land on like a soft panel you'll fall through to the fire and you have to make your way through there. Really impressive stuff, man.
That sounds really cool. I've kind of ignored it because I never played Thief. I wasn't a PC gamer then, and it just looked so similar to Dishonored, but without teleporting. And I just thought, I don't know if I've got time in my life for that. But that makes it sounds almost pushing into kind of a Dark Soulsy territory where it was way more punishing.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think Dishonored ever had. I mean, I love Dishonored. I think it's fantastic, and while it does have a similar kind of multiple approach sort of system to it, in this I felt like like you say, the amount of times you die in it is much more kind of Dark Souls. It really is quite punishing. I don't think Dishonored ever quite had that. I feel like you could use your powers to find a way out of there.
Yeah, especially in the second half of the game.
Exactly, that you can bomb through it. I don't think you'll be able to bomb through this in any way, shape or form. You will always have to think about your surroundings no matter what you're doing, and that to me is pretty exciting. Yeah.
It's not out till next year, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. I imagine it'll be late next year, but no, enormously promising. I really can't wait to see more on it. Like you, I'm not, I'm a little bit familiar with the series, but not massively so. This seems to continue its legacy quite well in kind of mixing a little bit of horror elements in with the kind of stealth stuff, and I think a lot of people will like it, and by then people will put enough distance between that and Dishonored to sort of enjoy it,
True. That'll be a couple of years by then, won't it?